Right, so quick update. About 18 months ago, I was working on a podcast called I Hope I'm Wrong. Loved it. Still like the name. Loved making the show. Did it with some friends of mine. Super. Whoa, hey! Get him. All right. It's been a long night watching this game of footy. Lightning delays. I really miss making a podcast. I got to do fancy sound effects and fun stuff and whatever. The problem was, well, a few problems, always. One, I knew I was right. Not a great start. I left it a bit late. I was trying really hard to warn the world about what was coming if Donald Trump became the president and was waved in on a huge amount of money off the back of particularly Elon Musk, but anyone really with lots of money in Silicon Valley and a huge incentive to lobby and say take off all the guardrails and whatever. It happened. By week 1 or 2 of actually recording the show, I was too late. But nobody wants to make a show called I Bloody Told Yous, because who wants to listen to that? Nobody. I didn't want to keep going, but I was having fun. And then I got smashed by a tropical cyclone. I don't know, March, this time last year. Maybe that was lucky, who knows? It was pretty crappy at the time. We lost, power and water and all those good things. But by the time I got back online, I was pretty convinced that what I had figured out, what I'd built, for like an emergency services full stack app, that it could actually be done, that someone like me with zero coding experience could go from literally never writing a line of code. I think I lasted, I did some stuff in C+ or something in year 12, I don't know, maybe. Anyway, basically 0 lines of code to shipping a full stack app within 3 months. And I thought, okay, that's not just an interesting podcast about how the dangers of AI are going to change the whole world and whatever. It's the whole thing wrapped up in real life. So I just went all in and started building. And obviously now that the cyclone had passed and doing some research, I was like, wow, there's tons of really great emergency services apps out there. I don't need to build that. What could I build? I got diagnosed with ADHD a few years earlier, and that was a big surprise, but the most annoying part of it was realizing that it took 18 months or 2 years, even in Australia, and cost a bunch of money. And in the US and the UK, they were waiting for like 5 or 10 years for a diagnosis. So I thought, well, maybe I could train an AI model to do that. And I got pretty close, and then I learned about all of the dangers of building something that says that it can do anything even vaguely remotely medical, even though it actually can do it remarkably well. So I shelved that and thought, okay, what is the biggest, most annoying thing about having ADHD, or just what do I think AI could really help brains like mine with? And the main one was memory. I had always, come on, Clearly, I struggle to maintain focus, but primarily it's about memory for me. I don't really remember very much at all. I have fuzzy, vague memories of growing up, childhood. I kind of remember where I live and what I do, but most of the time it's pretty blurry. And so, with my kids now pretty close to growing up, one of the things that we still really like doing is every now and then is reading Harry Potter together, or we grew up doing that anyway. And one of my favorite things about Harry Potter was this awesome bowl thing, this magical pensieve that Dumbledore has, that he can just take a memory off the shelf and drop it in to this bowl, and he can revisit memories, he can gather memories, he can store them, but he can also go back into his memories and experience them in ways and look at them in different from different perspectives that he wasn't able to the first time. And that's just always stayed with me. I just loved it. So I called this app, this new project, Penny, as a short for that, but also because it was my first girlfriend in primary school, and also the niece of Inspector Gadget, and she's badass too. She actually keeps him from, I don't know, shooting off his foot or whatever. So anyway, within 3 months, I built one app, and then 3 months later, I think mid-June or late June last year, I managed to ship a full stack desktop app, Rust, Tory, TypeScript, like things that I should not know anything about. Like I still barely understand it, but I knew enough to build an app and ship it, and people bought it, and it did what it said on the tin, and it was really cool. And then, like most people who have gone from zero to vibe coding in a very short period of time, I had a ton of bugs that I needed to work through, like anyone who's ever built an app. And I stayed up a lot. I felt very, very bad about shipping something that wasn't perfect. I felt very, very bad and very responsible. So I started debugging hours and hours and hours, and then days, and let's just say I started to be unsure whether I was awake or asleep anymore, and things got a bit scary for a while there. And you know what? I might tell that story another time, because I've been writing about it, and it's been almost a year now since that experience, which was terrifying. I knew then that it was bad, but mainly grateful that I had come in knowing what I did. I came into the AI experience as a doomer, basically completely convinced that AI was the worst thing ever for humanity, which I still do 100%. Like it is 100% the worst thing that has ever happened to humanity. But I also now understand that it's got phenomenal upside and can be great. But that's really what I want this channel, this show, I guess, I don't know, whatever this ends up being, to be about, to really be an opportunity to explore the good and the bad, the light and the shadow, because that is just not happening anywhere else. Certainly that I can see. There's a whole bunch of people who are like, this is the greatest thing ever. And some people, particularly those who have either worked previously at AI labs or maybe have lost loved ones or are aware of, a growing call of or challenge with AI psychosis or dissociative episodes, etc., saying this is the worst thing ever. And I don't believe for a second that it has to be one or the other. I think it can be both because it's just a tool, and the same hammer can be used to build a house or to smash a window or someone's skull, sadly. The same printing press printed the Bible and Mein Kampf and the best books we've ever written, and now produces marketing campaigns and just rubbish that clogs up the oceans and our brains. And that's not because the tool is the problem. That's because humans have motivations and we like using tools to do things. And I used to do this kind of stuff all the time by talking about it on stage or building stages like Myriad and Pausefest and helping out with South Start and lots of other events, but I don't really have that anymore. And the last thing I wanted to do was make a show or, be on bloody camera or YouTube or whatever. But this game of footy got delayed for hours, I think. And I just got sick of writing down ideas that I knew other people would ask me about at some point and want a bit more context or whatever. So in the spirit of a show that I wrote during COVID called Blockchain for Bogans and never really did anything with, here is AI for Aussies. AI for Aussie idiots. No, legends. Champions. I don't know. AI for Aussies. Let's go with that. Thanks, legends. See you later.